Hi, welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us today. Well, I'm excited to share this recipe with you, and it's just a recipe that I was just going to put together for brunch for myself and Raymond and a couple of guests. And I said to Raymond, let's sit down and make a video for rhubarb and partridgeberry jam. Now I know we all don't have frozen rhubarb and partridgeberries, and some don't have partridgeberries at all. This recipe is not about those ingredients. It's actually about any frozen berries or different kinds of fruit that you got frozen in your freezer and you'd like to turn it into a jam or a chutney, whatever you want. So if this interests you, stick around and let's get started. Bonita's Kitchen. So now I hope that you're sticking around with me here today, because soon as I said making rhubarb and partridgeberry jam, I probably lost half of my viewers. But I hope not, because this is what we do in the fall of the year. We freeze our rhubarb and we freeze our berries. Now today is the rest of, or the remaining of my partridgeberries. If you don't have partridgeberries, you can use a red berry of choice, like strawberry, raspberry. If you're using raspberry, cook them first to get those stones out of there, because I'm not certain about you, but I certainly don't like to have those stones in there. But as you can see, I got it in. This one is probably 1.5 cups, but usually 1 cup bags. And I got my bottles ready, sugar, and all of the things that I need. So I'm gonna tell you how much as we go here. So now, if you got frozen rhubarb and partridgeberries, just leave them frozen. Put them into the pot like this. I'm going to say 2 cups of each. 2 cups of rhubarb, 2 cups of partridgeberries, or whatever red berry you're going to use. And we're pretty close to the season now of rhubarb, because I think some people, the rhubarb kind of comes a little bit earlier than us here, eh, Raymond? Like, we're usually in June, July, we'll get our
Is that
rhubarb.
The berries I would have picked?
Oh, you know you picked them. I'm sure you could remember all the red partridgeberries in your teeth and lips. So toss all of those into, and you're distracting us here now. So again, you could use the amount that you want. I'm using about 2 cups of each, and I'm going to toss in there 1 cup of granulated white sugar, but you can use, again, a sugar of choice. So pretty much all you would do is put your frozen berries and your frozen rhubarb into your saucepan or a small boiler, and one with a nice thick bottom to it, because that will hold in the heat a lot more while it's boiling. So start the heat on a medium heat, medium to low, to get this cooking. If you were using fresh berries, probably put about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of water in there with it. But because it's frozen and it's got lots of water in there from those frozen crystals, you don't need to add any water. Get that started. When you see that your berries and your rhubarb is not frozen anymore and now it's starting to cook, then put your timer on for 20 to 30 minutes, stirring occasionally, letting those berries and rhubarb break down, and I'm going to say feel the love. So I'm going to put mine over to the stove top and I'll show you those steps. So now I got my fruit, my rhubarb and my partridgeberries on the stove top on that medium heat, and over to the side you see just a wedge of lemon. We're going to use that at the very last. When we're finished to take it off the heat, we're going to put that on there, give that little squirt of citrus. I got a cup of granulated white sugar, but if you want to use a little bit more, you can, to the sweetness you like, so you taste it. But right now I'm going to let that start to cook down, and then I'll put my timer on. Now, as you can see, the liquid is starting to come out of the frozen berries and rhubarb. You can see the water in there, and that's why you don't need to add any water to the frozen anything frozen that you're making the jam or a chutney. Right now, I'm still not going to put the timer on because I want that frozen to be gone before we start it, and then I can sort of mix it all through and then start the timer.
You can see the steam starting to come out.
Yeah, and it'll melt down. And this is the glory in freezing your rhubarb. I know a lot of people don't freeze rhubarb; they just like it fresh. But you can make these jams, and right now this one is a sour jam, and you could use with a meal. You could use on the side of the plate with some chicken or turkey. It is delicious. What were you going to say, Ray?
What I was going to say too, like, you know, with the frozen right now, with all the liquid and the juice that's coming out of all those berries and everything else, is natural.
Oh, it's all natural.
You know,
absolutely,
so,
yeah. And this is it. This is as good as it gets. So let's start that going a little bit more, and then I'll show you what that looks like. So as you can see, the rhubarb and the berries is thawed there now into the pot. So now I'm going to kind of put my timer on, and it doesn't matter if it's exact because I'm not in no rush for this today till later on. And so I'm going to let this cook gradually like this, stirring occasionally for 20 to 30 minutes until it starts to change its texture to a little thicker. And then I will tell you what the next step will be. That's all you need to do there. So now this is what mine looks like after 20 minutes cooking. And I want the berries whole, and I want to see some of the rhubarb there as well. But the consistency that you need, of course you needed a nice thick consistency like this, but reading about 217 to 222 on your thermometer if you want to do that. Or you can do a cold plate, put it onto the cold plate, and after it sets, if it don't run off, well, you know it's done. But really, the way my mom used to do it is just simmer it like this until she's seen that it's starting to thicken, and then put it into our jar. Most times we would have it served hot, Raymond?
Oh, definitely.
On the table with a loaf of fresh bread, and you just slobber that on there, and the juice will be running over your cheeks and everything. You'll be just all over the place.
So, yes, slobbered everywhere.
Exactly, and some butter there with it as well. So, and of course I got some done here in advance that I got chilled, and I got my bottles already sterilized, which you can do that while you're cooking your jam, so you don't have to wait for that. So basically this is called a quick jam. Not necessarily if you want to keep it for long term, you can if you wanted to can it and put it into the boiler afterwards and do the cooking on that to seal it. But I just want this for today, for a nice brunch for myself and Raymond and a couple of friends. So that's all we need to do there.
We're going to call it a jammy day.
A jammy day, not a jammer day.
Oh, jammy day.
And we'll pour some into bottles now, and I'll show you that. So now this is where I'm going to start scooping this into my bottles. But I got about a tablespoonful of lemon that I'm going to squirt. Of course, if I had it upside down, Raymond, I wouldn't have got that seed in there, but that's okay. I'll take him out there now, so you don't end up with it.
No.
On your bread, and you'll be saying, "What are you doing to me? You're trying to choke me."
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's all we need to do there. So while it's hot, because this jam right now is ready. And like I said, anywhere from 20 minutes, half an hour. You can go longer, you can let it simmer. You could take it off and let it cool down and freeze it if you want to. Again, put it into freezer containers, or you could make it and do the proper sealing on it by putting it into the hot water bath. So I'm just going to fill up these couple of jars because I want to give that to our friends as well as a gift. When they go, they can have the jam to take with them after our brunch. So that's all we need to do there. And what you can do as well part ways through cooking, you want to make sure that you got the right sweetness. You know, maybe what I give you there, just 1 cup, is not enough for you. Maybe you like a little bit more, because I like that tartness. I like that sourness, Raymond? And this here, I will use with...
1/2 scoop and you'll have that bottle.
Yeah, if I know, right? Look. Yeah, it's just enough, because we want to leave about 1/4 inch from the top. I'm going to clean off the rims there now, put the lids on. I got to get 1 more bottle, but I'm going to show you now what I'm going to serve mine with here today, and have a little taste of this delicious rhubarb and partridgeberry jam. So pretty much after you fill them, make sure you clean around the rims, because you don't want any of that left on there, because they will seal with the heat. But for long term, you definitely got to seal them in the water bath, because these are what I will do when they seal on the countertop like this. After they come to room temperature, I'm going to put them in my fridge and just mark on there what they are and the date. But these will be gifted, so they're not going to get old. And this here is the one we just poured off, and this one is the one that I made a couple of days ago, and just look nice and set. Whether you serve this jam hot, or whether you serve it at room temperature right from the fridge, it doesn't matter. Everybody is going to love it, because it's just that kind of jam. If you picked your berries fresh and you wanted to have it straight from the vine to the pan to the table, that's great too. But this is my frozen berries, and this is what we love doing this time of the year. Take them out, use them, and enjoy them. So I'm gonna have the fresh. I just want for you to see that it stands up on the bread nice. I got some croissants, and I'm just gonna have a little taste. Yeah. Maybe a big taste. Oh my gosh. Drop the bread delicious. 2 thumbs up. I can't wait for our guests to show up so they can sit and have this with a nice cup of tea. And I can't wait for you guys, if you got any frozen berries or fruit in the fridge, do the same as this. That rhubarb is the well-hidden fruit, and people don't realize it got such nice texture when it starts to cook. Whatever berry you use with it, it's going to just marry really good. It's going to be nice, flavorful, and again, the sweetness is all up to you, what you like.
And I got to admit, like, I'm ready for the sample, because it's nice that I give my stamp of approval.
You got to have your stamp. We got to have your stamp of approval, because I know people, they believe that you're a good taster, and you like food, is what the word is out there, that you love food. And again, serve it with whatever, but definitely make enough so you can share it with your friends, family, and maybe your neighbors. 2 thumbs up. So again, this is it, and it's as good as it gets. So you know that frozen berries, frozen fruit is the best. So I'm going to leave this recipe down in under this video. It ought to say more or see more. If you can't find it there, you can send me a message at bonita'skitchen@gmail.com, no S. You can also visit our Facebook page, where we share the current recipe, up-and-coming recipes, and old recipes. And our website, www.bonita'skitchen.com. And also, before you go, and before we go, I like to do a big shout out to our paid members, and they also get a little extra viewing of our early viewing of our recipes each week we post. Thank you for your support. We surely appreciate it. And we also wanted to shout out to our subscribers to date. Thank you for supporting our kitchen and following our recipes and enjoying them, because we're enjoying the comments and the questions and the recipe requests. And for those of you that just stopped by for the first time and you're going to subscribe today, we're going to say 2 thumbs up, You have got a lot of recipes to look over, and I hope you enjoy every one of them. So again, we're not going to take any more of your time. We do know it's precious. We thank each and every one of you for stopping by here today. And on behalf of myself, Raymond,
Woohoo, that's me.
and our team, and from our kitchen to yours,
You have a wonderful day.
I'm going to take this piece of bread, Raymond, and sit and have my tea.
Join us by the sea, a journey in culinary, always on open door. Bonita's kitchen to yours. Bonita's kitchen to yours.
If you're here in Newfoundland and Labrador, don't forget to visit beautiful Bay Roberts and join us again on Bonita's Kitchen.